hello, health heads. Welcome and thank you for checking in to this dose of the Healthcare Uprising. I am your producer, Jeremy Carr, here with your host, Heather Pierce. So, what is on our agenda for today, Heather?
Today we have the founders and owners of the most creative business name that's ever been on the show, Boobie Juice.
Boobie Juice.
Also covered as, or rather known as I Love Boobie Juice on Instagram. But
It's a great bumper sticker.
Yep, the company name is Boobie Juice. They are a freeze-dried breast milk service. And we're going to talk to them all about what that means to freeze dry your breast milk and the benefits of that and who it helps and why they need to be on your list if you're a new mom.
Yeah, and the perfect new addition to our breast milk collection of episodes here on the Uprising.
We do have a collection.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's jump into our conversation with Lisa and Jason Bartlett from I Love Boobie Juice.
Face.
God.
Oh, you're such a dork. Hi, and welcome to the Healthcare Uprising podcast. Today we have with us Lisa and Jason Bartlett, founders and owners of I Love Boobie Juice. Welcome to the show, Lisa and Jason, and Jeremy's already giggling.
I don't know if I'm going to make it, man.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It's already my favorite episodes.
Yes, he's excited. No, I'm excited too. So we cover women's health and maternal health quite a bit on the show. So super happy to have you guys here to talk about what you are doing with I Love Boobie Juice, like maybe the most creative name, if not the most creative name for anyone that has come on the show. So we love it. It's so much fun. But and we're all from Arizona. So I love that.
Yes.
Yep. So you guys are in Tempe. We're in Flagstaff. So cool.
Nice.
We love our Arizonans.
The genius brainchild behind the name I Love Boobie Juice is our son. He was a baby when he came up with the name.
All right. So let's get into origin story. So how did this even come to be? We'll just start there.
Boobie Juice, we freeze dry breast milk for moms. So I had an extended breastfeeding journey. Jason and I are married, and we have a son who's now 6, but he breastfed for 3 years. So
impressive.
Long time. I pumped the first year and a half as well as nursing him. So yeah, I had extra supply. What do I do with this? And did some research and found freeze drying, and here we are after that. So yeah.
And this
That's
all
crazy.
came about too right around when COVID was going on. So there was limited supplies. There was a lot of different things going on with formula market and people running out of formula, and there was contamination issues going on. So moms were on a worry. It was a very uncertain time. Like people kind of already put that out of their mind. 6 years ago, people were worried about power outages. Am I being able to feed my baby? Oh my gosh, the formula got pulled off the market. What do I do? And moms are sharing milk, but it's very perishable. It's not easy to transport. You lose power. You got a good half day, maybe a day on a freezer. It depends on how well your freezer's insulated. You know what I mean? You get 18 hours at best. So, Lisa saw this opportunity that, there were a couple companies doing it, one in Canada and one in the US, and there was a need. And definitely there wasn't enough people to satisfy it. So then we started looking into it and explored, the process and what we had to do to get things going.
That's amazing. Yeah, the shelf life, of just regular, breast milk is not very long. So with freeze drying, it extends it quite a lot. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. So in a freezer, according to the CDC, in a regular freezer, they say about 6 months. If you got it in a deep freezer, they say up to 12 months. Well, freeze drying, you get at least 3 years out of that. So definitely a longer shelf life for sure. And no worries about keeping it in the refrigerator or freezer or that part of the storage. So
yeah, and it goes from frozen storage, right? Short-term frozen storage to longer term shelf stability.
Okay.
And the main thing is we're extracting the water. We're slowing down the process. We're putting things in stasis, like your enzymes that are breaking down the milk. So the main thing that we're breaking down and stopping movement of is lipase. And this will coincide into probably some other discussions, but we stop lipase. And lipase is one component that breaks down, makes these really funky byproducts in milk. It's the number one thing that moms will say, hey, my milk tastes strange. What happened? and they think it's, oh, I stored it wrong or something's going on. And it's actually just a natural product. It's a natural enzyme that's breaking down fat components for baby to digest milk. But when it's in the freezer, it still keeps doing its job. And some moms have a lot more lipase. So it breaks it down really fast and then it gets funky. And then they have this huge supply and they can't do anything with it. And freeze drying is a solution for that as well. So by removing the extra water, we remove a lot of the byproducts through that sublimation process, through lyophilization. And there's two main components, these two acids that are produced when lipase breaks things down. We're able to vacate a lot of that. One of them is a bile salt and bile, stomach acid, bile acid. It's very off-putting. So some moms even say, my milk tastes like vomit all of a sudden.
Oh.
Or it tastes metallic, or it tastes like peas. And freeze drying helps improve that too. So not only are we able to help improve milk that's a little more funky on the sides because of lipase, or it's been in the freezer, or for a bit of time, we can extend the time of it. We can improve the taste and aroma. So there's a lot of benefits. And then it's like a baby MRE for my military families out there. It's like an MRE, and immediately they're like, perfect, I get it. And you can fortify, blend stuff. You have this extended use tool, right? You can mix it into foods instead of adding water. You're adding macro components, right? And vitamins and immunoglobulins, white blood cells, stem cells, all that great stuff that's found in milk. And you can put it like into their peanut butter, into their oatmeal, into their yogurts or purees. You know what I mean? I have moms that bake with it. They make pancakes and waffles to keep the
my gosh.
Yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff with it. Popsicles. I got moms that make popsicles.
The options are endless.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, whatever baby eats, put it in it.
So what does the freeze drying process do nutritionally? How much of the original good stuff in the Boobie juice is maintained when you freeze dry it? Do you lose a certain percentage of that?
Yeah, so when you're freezing milk, you're going to start seeing breakdown no matter what. So long-term storage, light is a big indicator that breaks down vitamins. And then the overall freezer process can break things down and denature, and then lipase enzyme. So we take that lipase game out so the fats stay really strong and we improve them. The aroma, you will see some reductions in some of the immunoglobulins. That's the only thing that you're going to see. And they're very fragile. They're a very weak structure. You'll see some of those will vacate with sublimation. Same with some of those acids that you don't like in the byproducts of lipase. So you'll see a little bit of that. You'll see anywhere from like 10% reductions in those immunoglobulins on the IgA. It's primarily one. The other things are a little more robust and larger. They don't evacate, but everything else, your macros, your micros, your minerals, all that stays. Meanwhile, those things break down in long-term freezer storage. So there's a massive upscale versus a very small, minute reduction. So you'll see numbers that are thrown around saying 97% to 99% of the overall composition of the milk is maintained. And it really does depend on a mom's makeup of the milk, and every mom is uniquely different.
Everyone's different.
That's impressive, though, that it doesn't lose more than that, actually. And the fact that it can last that long in storage now and still have that much potency, as it were. That's actually really impressive. I would have thought it would have lost more than that. If it's only losing a couple percent, that's great.
Yeah, freeze drying is very good for all different types of foods, and you can actually see farther extended times of a decade to 20 years with freeze dried foods if you look at them. And the main component that decreases milk's shelf stability is the fat content. So moms that have higher fat content are going to have a shorter shelf life. We talk about it on our website. We use a 3% milk percentage as an average to base our shelf stability numbers on. If you do have lower numbers, you're going to see, far longer, right? You're going to see longer things. So, and we've toyed around with, there's ways of extending it farther. You can get a decade out of it, but we've talked about it. Like, do we want to
really need to use it?
Do they want to have
that might be a little long.
Milk, like 3 years? Like I'm the proponent. We're both on the same page. Like use your milk.
Yeah, use your milk. Like you're making it, your body's using it. Like use that milk for that baby. I mean, for saving it for the second baby, that's wonderful. But yeah, we're definitely both advocates on like use the milk you got.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've got a question for you guys. So as I'm listening to you talk,
I have a lot of questions.
He's like, I have so many questions. I mean, you've been doing this for how long now?
We're on year 4 now.
Yeah. 4 years.
Okay. And the way that, and you were like, I got to research a better way. Oh, freeze drying. And so you just started researching it and you figured out now you have like a facility, right, where you do all of this work, small-ish, I don't even know how big, I haven't seen it, but you have a facility. You're like, we're in it. But the way you're talking about this, like, did you have some kind of background that lended you to doing this kind of work before? Because like I'm hearing like scientist vibes here.
Yeah, Jason's super smart and savvy, and he was familiar with freeze drying and the machines and how all that worked. So I was lucky and fortunate that he was
Yeah.
already in that
Okay.
realm of some sort.
It seems
Yeah.
complicated. Like it's not just like hey, we're just
No,
freeze drying,
Oh, yeah.
this.
exactly right. And that's why so many people think like, oh, I'm just gonna do it at home. I'm like,
no.
can, but that's like,
Not quite.
and I always use the analogy. I'm like, well, you can like, I can go outside and I can cut your hair for you, or you can go to a nice salon and get a haircut. You're going to drastically have different results.
Yeah.
You're going to have obviously different levels of experience and knowledge and expertise in that as well. So, like I said, Jason was definitely knowledgeable in the machinery and equipment and how to freeze dry. So I was fortunate in that. And then obviously we got a machine. I had an excess of milk. I had friends that had some milk, and
machines. I bought machines.
So you guys
tested a lot
were,
of things. Yeah,
you guys were like the
types of
test
milk
subjects.
and temperatures. And you're right. I mean, it's definitely a time-consuming process. It's a very detailed-oriented process, and it's not no knock at the people that freeze dry candy, but it's not throw candy on a tray, put it in a freeze dryer, pull it out, and now you have freeze dried candy. Breast milk is definitely more unique. The water content is super important. What's taken out and what you're going to put back in. We don't do a one size fits all ratio. It's all tailored to that specific mom. So there's definitely some scientific things behind it for sure.
Yeah.
So you have to lock it in for every separate patient. It's not.
Yeah, every client is unique.
Client, I guess, would be the term.
Yeah, every client. Yeah, every client's unique. We keep a complete log on everything. We document everything, photograph everything. We do different testing. So we pre-test. We look at moisture levels near the end of batches to see if there's any rogue ice particles or formations. We do water activity testing, which is different than moisture testing. It looks at the cellular amount of moisture that's available or accessible into a cell. And we want those numbers really, really low to a point where lipase doesn't function. I'll give you one number. You can research. The other numbers are harder to find. But bacteria typically is around 0.6 AW. That's where bacteria can grow and start thriving in a powder. We bring things down all the way down into sub double digit, tenths, hundredths of a point of water activity, so that we ensure that lipase doesn't function. And there's a couple lipase enzymes. And then we also make sure that our packaging material is robust enough to stop any moisture. They're high barrier film materials. They're a composited material. They're made in the United States. They're not made in overseas. We're the only company that makes domestic made pouches. They cost more money, but they're also a really great product. They don't leach moisture. They're UV protective. So even if you have them in your car briefly, if you have them outside or the sunlight and stuff like that, UV is not going to break down, your minerals and your vitamins, and we did all that kind of testing. We tested for moisture levels in the rooms when you're opening and closing pouches over the course of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to see how well the pouches hold up, things like that. So it's not just, let me buy some stuff off of Amazon. I'm going to give this thing a whirl, right? And then it's a whole sanitary, and we're a GMP certified processing facility. I'm the domestic GMP auditor. I'm the local GMP auditor, making sure that our processes
What's GMP?
GMP is general manufacturing principles. So the FDA outlines, hey, these are safe protocols and things you need to do for manufacturing food. And children and elderly are both considered high risk, right? They don't have the same metabolisms. They don't have the same immune systems. Your immune system starts changing, and then there's other ways you can be immunocompromised. But so you have to be very stringent and follow things and do a lot of testing and environmental testing. We're testing a swabbing equipment on the fly to check to see cleaning protocols, make sure things are below any kind of bacteria forming functions. I mean, I want them zero. Like I can
Mhm.
swap 15 seconds and see what we got, right? I don't need to
Yeah.
send stuff away to a lab and wait two weeks to see how well a teammate's cleaning something, right? Or how the tables fun, you know what I mean? I can
Mhm.
just hop out there and do a swab, and 15 seconds later, I'm like, we're good to go. So
Wow.
So
yeah,
I have so many questions.
no, keep throwing.
Uh,
Yeah, we can answer
h-
them all.
how much extra milk will a kind of mom produce in a cycle? Like,
Gosh.
how many babies? I mean, I don't know what parameters to put
So
it in. Like, how many babies
Right?
could one woman feed, kind of
a
thing?
lot. There's
It's
some
supply and
women
demand, right? Like we have some moms that just don't produce a lot, right? It's consumption. You've got to eat to produce milk,
eat and
eat
drink
and
water.
drink.
You have to.
Mhm.
And then obviously if you're nursing your baby or you're pumping, right? You need that stimulation so your body knows like, hey, milk is going out, you need to make more. So every mom is different. I had an oversupply. Pretty much any milk that you make extra that you're bagging is considered an oversupply, right? Some
Mhm.
moms only have 40 ounces and they're like, oh,
I'm
I
not an
only
overproducer.
40 ounces extra, but I'm like, you're feeding that baby
Yes.
and you have extra milk, you have an oversupply. And then we have some moms that pump religiously every 3 hours, so they have hundreds to thousands of ounces in their
Wow.
free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
we
I
see all kinds of.
yeah, just
Mhm.
today I
So,
talked to a gal, she's producing in excess of what the baby eats is 10 to 20 ounces a day.
Yeah.
In excess. And the baby eats 20 to 30 ounces if
so
they're
if this,
a term and everything like that. And then so she's an additional 10 to 20 a day. So it adds up fast. And I had
Yeah.
another mom I talked to today, she's over 4,000 ounces in
In
3 months,
storage?
a 2.5 month period that's frozen in storage.
Yeah.
Need to
wow.
do with like right now. And she's
Uh,
got a high lipase product. So
So if you could actually scale this up to where every community had a lab that was doing this, like, would we even need formula anymore? Like, could the world live off of just freeze-dried natural breast milk?
yeah, it's a wonderful idea. The big thing is where you're going to get the raw material from, right? And compensating time and money.
mm.
And it gets into a very expensive uh per ounce when you start looking at where you're getting human breast milk from, right? Because you have to compensate them. There's blood testing, there's extensive testing in that, there's genetic testing of the material, there's all the other just processing, and you want to strip that down into components to rebuild it to make it a very uniform product too. So you're getting into costs that are realistically 5 times more than formula. So then
Oh,
there are, it's available out there. You can find companies that do sell breast milk powder. We don't. We're a one-to-one client relationship.
Gotcha.
But you're still talking, you're going into a whole different ballpark of cost.
mm.
And it's, you
Yeah, that
know,
makes sense.
yeah, it's back to where you're obtaining your material from, right? And
Right.
it's mothers, and they have to be compensated. They have to eat, right? A
Mhm.
lot.
Right.
You have to eat to keep up to make a good product. So it's expensive. It's not like you're sourcing from bovine cows that put out thousands of gallons, you know what I mean? And they're
Right.
eating grass
Right.
and eating grain, you know what I mean? So, and then the additional testing and things like that, you're doing nonstop. You'd be consistent. So yeah.
Wow.
So formula does have a very good purpose. Not
Yeah.
everybody is able to produce, you know what I mean? There are situations, yeah. We have moms that have been able to produce and then they can't.
Mhm.
They're unable to from
Right.
numerous things, right? Medications,
Yeah.
cancer, right? We have a
Mhm.
mom had oversupply carried over. She was able to use her freeze dried powder for the next baby, double mastectomy, no longer.
Mm.
Can't
That's
produce it.
amazing.
So
So we we've been kind of talking about like the science of this, right? Like freeze drying breast milk. Like I had never heard of it before, by the way, when I found you guys, which strangely, one of your ads popped up in my feed and I am not breastfeeding or pregnant. So I'm like,
that's
how did
funny.
this happen? I think it's because I like so many pages from people who've been on the show that are in like your space. That's the only thing I can determine,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
so glad you did.
Because
Yeah,
series
I'll go,
chill
guys.
is in your
Yes.
history and stuff.
I do have a lot of like new mom products in my Instagram feed
That's
because
why.
of it. Yeah, but can you like explain, like, what does it feel like to work with you guys? Like, how do you kind of show up? Like, how does somebody find you? How do they start with you? Like, how do you, and then what happens? Maybe, you mentioned a couple examples, like people have different needs too, right? So maybe you can share that a little bit
Yeah,
so we
I
get a
mean,
better
how they can
picture.
find us, like we said, we're local. We're in Tempe, Arizona. So any local Arizona mom, 99% of our Arizona moms will drive to our facility to drop off.
Oh,
They have to schedule online. So everything is done on our website, which is boobiejuice.com. It's BOOBIE and then juice.com. So they will pick a local drop off and they're going to schedule how many ounces do they think they're going to come drop off. Schedule the appointment. We're super touch point. So Jason is normally the one that will call them and just go over like where we are in the lab. How are you going to get your milk to us? What are you transporting it? And like, how long is it going to take you to get here to make sure that you are comfortable that your milk is going to be frozen from point A to point B? Once you arrive at the facility, we're going to weigh everything right in front of you. We're going to document it. You're going to see your milk on the scale, all the information tagged with your name, your order number, all that good stuff on it. So you're there. Obviously, moms ask us a lot of questions at the drop off, and it's fun because then we get to meet the moms. A lot of times they bring babies, and dad will come.
oh, that's cool.
Grandparents come. So the drop offs are fun for us, especially me, because I'm like, I always am like, and who's Heather's baby, and what do they look like? So the drop offs are really cool. They get an email along the process as well. So once they drop off their milk is waiting to freeze dry. We tell them what our time frame is so they know the expectations, when they're going to have their milk back, when it's going to be freeze dried. They'll get an email again when it goes into freeze drying. So they're like, hey, your milk is freeze drying now. It's going to be a few days, right? Freeze drying is a longer process. It's not something that happens in a microwave, like fast timing. Freeze drying takes days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So once it's in freeze drying, we always tell them it's, going to be so many days. And then once it's ready for pickup, we'll let them know, hey, Heather, your order's ready. You can come pick it up, like, let us know what day. The majority of our customers are outside of Arizona, so they're going to be shipping to us. So that's definitely a more unique situation. And we like to be super hands-on with them and available because it's stressful for moms, right? I'm not going to lie. It's something that they are super proud of their stashes. They're wanting to make sure that it's going to get to us safely, and we want to ensure them that their milk's going to get to us safely as well, and that they trust us, right? So they're going to place their order online. We have all different sizes based off of how many ounces that they're going to ship to us. We send them the cooler, so the mom doesn't need to go buy anything, nothing that they need to do. They just need to have their frozen milk ready.
Nothing to figure out.
Yeah, we want to make it.
That's brilliant. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So they place that order. We're going to call them again. We're going to verify all the information, the size that they ordered, their address, their phone number, all the good stuff to make sure that we have good contact with them. They have access to Jason and I, but through text messages. Like, we always tell them, call us, text us whenever you have questions. We do video calls if we need to when they're packing their milk to make sure that they're doing it the right way or they're making sure it all fits. So we send them the cooler. Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead, but we send them the cooler. They're going to pack the milk, the data, they're going to send it back to us. It comes with the overnight label in the box. So like I said, everything is included that they need to ship their milk to us except for the milk. So they pack it up. They're going to put that overnight label. They're going to go to UPS, drop that milk off, and then it gets overnighted to our facility. Once it arrives to our facility, we send them a little text as well, like, your milk is here. This is how much you sent us. Here's a picture so they know it's their milk, their breast milk bags. Again, with their name.
It's like a Domino's pizza tracker.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything's tag and trace. So the containers are traced, the tags, every step of the way we move through the process. They're tagging as it goes into bags and pouches. Everything's tagged on its own. So we keep track of everything, pouch for pouch, tag, where everything goes.
That's awesome.
So they get a lot of touch points along the way. Sorry, we got somebody.
Hey, that's the life of a small business owner right there.
Yeah, we got boxes up front that are shipping.
Duty calls.
Like, looking through. No, I'm like, no, we'll get your stuff.
Duty calls, booby calls.
Yeah, they're booby juice box. But we're super hands-on and we're available, and we want our moms and dads to feel comfortable shipping to us. And
sounds like a very personalized experience, which to your point earlier, it's like you're proud of your stash. Like you know, as moms, like everything makes you nervous when you're a new
Of
mom.
course, like,
Yeah.
and me being in
Personalized.
that situation too, I'm like, I didn't ship my milk, but I'm like, I know what that feels like, that
Yeah.
have a stash and be proud of that stash and
Like I
want to
made that.
that baby. And I'm like, I want that back.
But
So
not just that you make it easy for them, it's personalized down to the point that the freeze drying process itself is tweaked just right for each mom, so that it guarantees their milk comes out right. You're not
right.
just doing the same thing for everything.
Right. Every mom is personalized. One mom only in one machine. Like we never put two moms in a machine. It's only one mom in each machine. That machine is thoroughly washed, cleansed, and sanitized after every single batch, along with the tables and everything else, the surfaces that we touch. But yeah, everything is very personalized. Yeah, per that mom.
That's incredible. I'm curious, like, what are, I mean, we've mentioned a couple of different reasons, right? Like women who overproduce, maybe you have cancer, but do you have like a kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Like, do you have a lot of clients that are kind of requesting it for the same reasons for overproduction? Is that pretty typical? Like, who is this often best for?
So all over the place. I mean, we have moms that have, that are want to freeze, 40 to 50 ounces. They're like going on a trip, just want to have a little like
Oh,
just emergency stash. Like, what if I don't
okay.
cook enough for my baby? I want to have make a bottle on a plane and not have to nurse on a plane, or, they feel uncomfortable with that part. So they just want to have a little bit for just an emergency backup, or moms that are going on a trip and leaving mom with grandma or dad. Like this makes it so much easier. So they're not worrying about thawing it. It's not melting. It's not sitting out. We do a lot of moves. We have a lot of families that are military that are PCSing across the United States. And they're like, how do I get 500 ounces from California to Texas in 2 weeks? Like, we ship in the box, ship us their frozen milk. They take care of their move. We're freeze drying over here. And then when they get to Texas, there goes the milk. So,
Brilliant.
The moving
They
is
don't
a
even
lot.
have to move it.
Yeah, it makes, and to drive across the country with a frozen stash, like it's doable, but you're going to be getting dry ice. You're going to be getting ice and constantly checking on that, and the worry of the melting part.
And losing some of it, right? Like that would be devastating if you lost that much.
Yeah, so we do a lot of that, and like Jason said, the high light base is a big part of it too. Just babies refuse their frozen stashes, so then by freeze drying it, it definitely improves the health and smell and the aroma and the taste of the milk. And most of those babies will take the freeze dried powder once it's rehydrated, as opposed to the milk that's been sitting in the freezer. So.
Is it a very straightforward rehydration process? You just put in some water and stir kind of thing, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah. So every pouch that we give back to the moms got a rehydration label on the back of it. So it's going to tell you, we have 2 different size pouches, but the smaller one would say add 2.5 ounces of water to make a 3-ounce bottle. That's just an example, but yeah, it's really straightforward. You just have to use warm water because there are fats and sugars, in that powder. So we want that milk to rehydrate back to that original composition. So yeah, it just needs warm water, and then mix it up, and then they've got the original composition of what that breast milk was.
That's pretty brilliant.
Regular water, like tap water, or do you recommend like distilled?
Vapor distilled is great. RO water. I mean, pretty much whatever you feel comfortable drinking is what we recommend. But
in Flagstaff, we would use the tap water.
Yeah, we actually have really good water here out of the tap. So yeah.
It's like all I drink.
Every mom's a little bit different, and definitely depending on where you live. But we always recommend whatever you feel comfortable drinking, but vapor distilled and RO.
Okay. And oh, sorry.
I had so many questions.
Fight each other for these questions. The Q&A.
So you guys were talking about people using it to make pancakes and like all this stuff. Yeah. Is that for the whole family? Is that just for the kid? Are there? I mean,
we do.
What's medical benefits for everyone?
One mom that Jason was saying she makes the popsicles. She makes the popsicles and she's feeding them to all the neighborhood kids with the popsicles. But I mean, I have a good amount of moms that will use it for, older kids that are under the weather. They're not feeling good because that milk's got all those extra antibodies in it. So
yeah, it's good for everybody, right?
Sneak a little bit in that smoothie. I'm like, have a little extra, make it your coffee creamer for the morning. Like, sure. I mean, yeah.
Because everyone loves Boobie juice.
Right.
Yes. especially him.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you guys got the .com too.
Yeah. Do they all?
I'm afraid to think what it would be if you didn't.
We're looking at your website. It's so cute. The baby with the pouch in its mouth.
Oh,
Are
yes.
Oh yeah.
does all of the freeze dried like the end product is that how it gets delivered to the mom is in those pouches?
Yep, the vacuum seal pouches. Yep. So we
Okay.
have two different sizes. There are the smaller ones that are the individual kind of like single serving size, and then there is a larger one that has like a scoop and a serve. They're all of our bags are resealable, but the larger one will make about 50 ounces once it's rehydrated. So it's kind of like a scoop and serve, multiple serving bag.
God.
It's like making Kool-Aid. You scoop the powder into the thing and then you add the
Add
water
some
and
water and stir it up.
you know?
This is just amazing. Um, I'm curious too, and you had mentioned the mom who had the double mastectomy,
Yeah.
who is a client of yours. So she had a double mastectomy, I'm guessing, after she had her first, because I think you mentioned then she saved it. Can you share that story at all? Because that's just such like, to me, that's like, this is like the reason we do these things, right?
No, and
Is
sometimes
to,
it's like super, sorry, it gets me super emotional because it's those
yeah.
things that, like, I never thought about those things when we started Boobie Juice on like
Mhm.
those types of experiences or those types of things that would happen. But yeah, we've had a few moms that have had milk from their first babies. Unfortunately, have had some medical challenges and had mastectomies, double mastectomies. So they've sent us their milk and we've freeze dried it. Some of them will continue to give it to the baby that they have. A lot of them want to save it for the second baby because they wouldn't be able to produce milk at that point for that next baby. So yeah, we've done that. And some moms want to keep that one or two keepsake pouch just for that
Mm.
sentimental part of it. Like,
Oh yeah.
I made this for my baby. This is super important to me, and I'm proud of this. And yeah, like that part's really cool.
I had a
And we're
What
mom.
about
happy that we're happy
sharing?
to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had a mom
yeah.
that she said, "I'm not getting rid of this milk ever." Straight up, and we document all her notes. She had all these fantastic stories on her pouches. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're stories
Yeah.
of what was going on, days, this was
Oh,
happening, this was happening, every pouch
I
in our
love that.
documented file. And I'm like, and she's like, "I'm keeping this forever, just so you know."
Yeah.
She's
Oh
like,
my
"I'm not,
gosh.
I'm not
That's
using it."
actually really sweet. I
So
like
yeah,
that.
it was
It's like a full-on
and then
journal.
she even asked, I showed her, I go, "I have everything documented, all the labels," and she's like, "Can you send me my file?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll send it because everything's on there."
Yeah. And we transfer on those little pouches all the notes. So a lot of them will say, today is my birthday or happy 6 months to my baby or I've pumped for a year. Those are just super sentimental things that they still have that information and those
Yeah.
stories or
And
those
grandma came over, you know what I mean?
verses or
So they-
baby's first Disney trip or those types of things. Or I pumped in the airport or, those types of things.
And
So,
survived.
right. Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
They're all big wins for those moms.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm curious about now you said you're like 1-to-1, right? Like you're not a donation service, but do you have clients who are freeze drying for the purpose of sharing? Because like I, for example, I was not able to breastfeed my children. And so fortunately on my second son, I had a friend who was overproducing. And so she actually gave me milk to supplement. So I did half hers and then half uh,
Formula.
formula. Thank you. Sorry. Now I'm in menopause. So now I've got, I forget things. We call those Menno moments. I'm like, they're kind of similar to when you're a new mom and not getting any sleep. But I went half and half, but like she overproduced like crazy. And she was a long time breastfeeder with her children. And so she just had an immense amount. But like I could see her, like she was so invested, right, in breastfeeding and making sure that other people, got her good stuff too. Like, do you have clients that do that? And then they're like, I'm going to save it because I want to give that to a mom or somebody that I know is not going to be able to breastfeed.
Yep.
Yeah, we've definitely had
Yeah,
a
we have
handful that we know of that have
Mhm.
done
We have a lot
that.
that-
Yeah, we definitely had.
we have moms
It's-
that rely on donor milk, like Lisa probably already said. We've had more than enough moms with different medical reasons why they can and can't produce, and they rely on it
Mhm.
because there's a huge community that wants to utilize breast milk
Mhm.
and they don't want to use formula. So that's up to you. So whatever your milk is your possession, it's yours. You bring us your milk, whatever it is. We process your milk, your human milk, and we send it back to you, and you get it back. We have moms that do donate and share within themselves. If moms ever say something, we connect it. We can help them connect up and just say, talk to Sally. Someone has extra milk, but there's a good amount of community online too, where moms share and they post stuff up. Facebook's a great place for that. You go into Facebook groups and stuff like that, but it's a very strong community that they're helping each other. So,
Who was the lady we had on that
Share the Drop?
Yeah, Share the Drop. You guys got to get with Share the Drop.
Do you know them, Kelly?
Just virtually, not personally, but I've seen.
She came on the show.
She was on a while back. That was a really cool thing. She just literally got the idea from the dating apps, but turned it into breast milk sharing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that would be great for
I'm feeling like a round table.
Give a link. I know. I was thinking that same thing. But you could give that info to your clients, and if they wanted to share, then the network's already in place. Like they could just go on. They could share the freeze dried stuff instead of the whole stuff.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Just make it that much more accessible, that much easier.
Yeah, we have parents that they'll ship to us. We do a lot of military, so we work with,
Lisa was saying that while you stepped out. Yeah.
Yep. And we ship with moms that are moving and families that are moving. They ship us. We ship coolers. They ship it to us. We freeze dry it, and then we wait till they arrive in the new location that we shipped. So
I would have never thought of that. But that's
really
cool. Brilliant.
Yeah. The things you can worry that they never even have to worry about moving it themselves. They're just like, there it goes, and then they get it back. It's all good.
Or we've got family members. Like we had a sister that was in, I don't know where she was, Minnesota, but the other sister was here, and the sister in Minnesota had an abundant supply, so she shipped her milk to us. We freeze dried, and then the sister locally came and picked it up for her baby because she wasn't producing enough. So, there's a lot of internal things that people.
I can see this being huge within like a family or
absolutely, we see that a lot.
A small local community kind of thing, things like that. Even though it's not scalable to all society kind of thing. Locally, it could, still be huge for people like that.
Yeah. And definitely in the breast milk community.
Did you notice a change? All right. And I would say, so my oldest is 17 now. So it's been a while since I've had a baby on my hip. But I feel like the whole kind of breastfeeding or desire for breastfeeding has increased over the years, at least since I was a new mom. Have you seen that even grow even more since starting this business? There just seems to be like a desire to kind of go back to more breastfeeding, less of the or the sharing of milk. And I think having places like Share the Drop, right, like some of these things that are coming out to support new moms more and more in the last 5 to 7 years or so. Are you seeing that trend?
I think so. I mean, I think it's definitely more socially acceptable. You've got moms that are, on social media, and they're showing themselves breastfeeding a baby, or in public, moms are a lot more comfortable and confident to be able to pump. And the laws have been changing that you can breastfeed anywhere, and it's acceptable to do that and legal to do that, right? So I think just that movement is definitely increasing, that women feel comfortable and more empowered to do that and be able to feed their babies. So I think so. I mean, I came from a mom that didn't breastfeed at all. My sisters didn't breastfeed, and I don't know, I was bound and determined. I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do it. And I did it. I'm proud of my journey. I'm super grateful for where we got to, and we're here because of it. So, but I wasn't one that I didn't feel comfortable nursing in public, but that was just me. And I think just who I am personally, but I think there's a lot of moms that are, and that are definitely comfortable. And I always am, cheering those moms on when I see them out, and want to, encourage people that that's great that they can do that, and that they feel comfortable feeding their baby anywhere.
Yeah. I know there should be no stigma.
I'd say a lot of it changed. I would say that if you look at the history of it, the main shift occurred when formula was starting to be manufactured. That's when, before then you were feeding your baby breast milk or cow milk pretty much. And then the advent of formula and the doctor push, the medical industry push,
Hmm.
utilize formula because it's easier.
That's
And
like the
then now,
70s, right? I want to
um,
say.
no, I think if I remember, it's even earlier than that.
Is it earlier? Okay.
Yeah, I could look it up. My off the top of my dome is probably the 50s for
Oh,
formula.
okay.
Um, uh, I would say a lot of dynamics changed though during COVID, just because of shortages, and now we've had a few really big scares with just shutting down factories.
Hmm.
You get one contaminant, you get a contamination or a possible word of a contamination, and they shut everything down.
Hmm.
It's like, well, wait, that was just that company. They shut down everything.
Yeah. Wasn't there something I want to say in the last couple of years, and it was like babies were getting diagnosed with botulism?
Oh, geez.
Botulism was the most recent, and then we had
Oh,
coronabacteria during COVID,
sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
and it was only to one. If you look to its common player, so
And
um,
Mm.
and I mean, in the end, as helpful and wonderful of a thing that formula is, I mean, the natural stuff is always better, right? Like if you can actually utilize real booby juice as opposed to the manufactured stuff, I mean, that's just a better way to go inherently, right?
I mean, that's our belief, but
ideally,
if
yeah,
that is best, right? If you need to use formula or there's other things that you need to do, like just feed that baby, right? But if you can
Sure.
have access to breast milk, it's
Yeah.
the
Right.
best you're gonna get.
first
Yeah,
infant
if
formula
you
was
have it, you would rather use that.
1865.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first infant formula was 1865, readily available 1869, so late 1800s.
1800s.
Wow.
1865
Wow. We
commercial
all
baby.
just learned something there.
So they really,
Yeah.
though, I think mostly during the war, though, I was thinking like 20s, 30s originally, but yeah, during the
Uh-huh.
wars is when they really started pushing stuff. Um,
Okay. That is
and
really interesting.
so, um, yeah, take care of your baby. You need to feed your baby. We're
Yep.
not into the,
Bottom line. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Bottom line, you got to feed your baby. Milk is very dynamic, right?
Hmm.
Your body designs the milk for the baby.
Hmm.
And if the
It's
baby
so
gets sick, it kicks
wild
in
to me.
antibodies.
Yeah.
Yep, kicks in more stem cells. The gut biome that's in breast milk, the pre and probiotics that help build the gut GI, is fantastic, right?
Hmm.
It's human
Right.
fortifiers. You're fortifying with what you have, right? And we're using other things that people use other things to manufacture formulas, things that kind of work, right? Formula is really close. It's got a lot of the same components, but they just come from different sources. And where those sources come from, I honestly believe, my personal belief and research I've done is when you're starting to bring in these, the botulism is a plant bacteria. That's soil and plant matter. That's why
Oh.
they get that. So they're bringing in MCT, coconut oils, right? They're bringing in bovine provided uh, casein protein and whey protein for their proteins, right? That's all coming from, cows that are in fields and the plant matter that they're using to make stuff, right? And same with coronabacteria. It could be potentially environmental, but for the most
Hmm.
part, it's bacteria coming in from dry goods that you're making things with, right? So
Hmm.
we don't have anything like that in here. It's all human breast milk. So we have other things we target for. Uh, but when we start breaking down these components and making different things, that's where there's potential, you know, contaminations. Breast milk, it has its own unique biome, right? It has natural bacteria. Everyone's like, how do I know my milk is safe? Like safe handling, we can test for things if we need to. What about bacteria? Your breast milk has bacteria in it naturally. And it's all the stuff you need, right? And that's
Hmm.
what makes it so powerful because it adapts to the baby, adapts to the gender of the baby. You can look at in the study in that male babies
Oh,
get
I did
components.
not know that. Hmm.
Yeah. Look at the makeup, right? The densities are different, the fats, the proteins, right? The amount of water is different.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing, amazing stuff, man. It's
we
amazing.
talked about the real-time updates in the series Chill episode, if you remember, where the mom just smells the baby
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's
and it
right.
instantly breast milk just starts updating with the different enzymes and stuff
Yeah.
that the baby
Yeah.
needs. And like the mom can smell that the baby's sick and it alters itself to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
help the
Yeah.
baby.
The,
It's
yeah,
wild
the
stuff.
hormones, yeah, the pheromones and hormones of the baby, easy.
Uh,
I
Magic.
have another mom that she gets around breastfeeding moms and she fires up.
Really?
Oh, that's funny.
She's
Like
like,
sympathetic lactation.
yeah.
You just hear another baby cry and your
She's like, oh,
breasts just start
yeah,
hurting.
yeah.
Like they
So
start,
it's pretty amazing.
yeah.
Is she still breastfeeding or?
It's a laugh. That's probably really annoying in the moment.
So she is another medical mom. She doesn't produce a
Oh,
lot,
gotcha.
and she's got a very unique situation going on.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah. So she's like, I need to be around the baby more. I'm going to produce more when I'm around the baby. The baby's in the hospital, so
Oh, I see.
she's
Okay.
trying to work her numbers up, things like that.
Yeah.
Once she gets around, but as soon as she's around, it's like I fire
Uh-huh.
up.
Oh,
So
that's wild. And actually, when I was talking about the breast milk that I got from my friend, her son was in the hospital. He had a brain tumor, and our kids were like born 2 months apart. So she continued to pump because they were feeding him, in the NICU through a line, whatever they call it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I got it. And also, like, don't be afraid and think it's weird to have your kid drink somebody else's milk. I mean,
And
this was
we have moms
12.
do it all the time. I have
Yeah,
moms that
Oh,
use it
yeah.
for stem cells.
Yeah.
They want
totally. Yeah.
the human stem cells. They're
Yep.
straight up going, I need human stem cells. And I'm like, that's the only way you're gonna get them.
Oh,
Tribal cultures, all the women feed all the babies.
well,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. That doesn't matter. Like
Oh, the village, right? Like it's
Yeah,
it
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 really is though. Like
takes
that's how people
yeah,
used to live up until very recently.
totally.
I would have fed my son 100% my friend's breast milk if she could have given me all of it, you know? But
Yeah.
there were some people that thought it was a little weird that I told, but I was like, I whatever. But so it's good to
People
know that
drink
that's
cow's milk. Why?
no,
Like
it's
that's
Right.
weird.
That's
hey,
That's even
that's
weirder.
right.
than that.
You're drinking cow milk.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a good handful of clients that rely on donor milk. And I'm sure there's a handful we don't even know that,
sure.
you know,
You don't even know what they're doing with it, right?
You're drinking another animal's milk,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, like how is it weird to drink your own species milk, but not weird to drink a different species milk?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me.
Well,
Yeah.
it all worked out for me, and I am glad that you exist. I'm glad that like Share the Drop, like all these services that support moms, they weren't there when I was having babies. So I'm a little jealous. Not that I'm about to go having, well, I can't, but
Seriously, this
I
booby
get it.
juice with Share the Drop is such a brilliant
I know.
connection.
I know. We're gonna have to, we've
Even
been,
just for you guys
Yeah.
to let the people in your networks know about each other, like
yeah,
just that
yeah,
could be
Yeah.
huge.
yeah. We like to bring our guests back for roundtables. So I might have to tag you guys.
Bring Series Chill on too. We can
Yeah.
talk about booby
We've done
juice
some
all
little,
day.
Oh,
we've
there
done
we
some
go.
stuff with them before too, with their little cups.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There you go.
They have neat
See?
little thermoses and stuff.
I love the just it's a beautiful little community and like network of people working in this space, and we just keep getting on the show. So I'm like, come on back.
Yeah,
We love
there you
it.
go.
Who doesn't love a baby, right? Everybody loves
I
babies.
know. No,
And you guys got the easiest connection ever to remember. It's just boobiejuice.com, everybody.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everyone can remember that.
That's
I'll
it.
put it in the show notes, but do I even have to?
I know. Well, so and I'm at the point in my life where we're celebrating more 50th birthdays, but now all of my cousins' kids are having babies. So, and of
Yep.
course, I'm just like, give me your baby, right? I love it, right? Because they're not mine. I can give them back. But it is exciting. So I have like all these crazy, awesome new products and services like yours that I'm just like, hey, new mom, I'm like, I got this one for you. I was like, I got a whole package like
Love
for
it.
everything that you need. So I love Booby Juice being added to my presentation for new moms.
I think it's our most extensive playlist at this point.
It
Is
absolutely
like
is.
fertility, pregnancy, and new mom stuff. Like the
Mhm.
whole path of becoming a mom is covered so thoroughly on this podcast now. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pretty awesome.
that's the one
Um,
thing, that we have so many moms that it what information is available. But I mean, I chat with every mom because I go over all the shipping and
Uh-huh.
and,
So you get to
how
know
how
'em.
pack ship. Yeah, questions, and we do testing. We do macro testing, micro, mineral, and everything else. So we have a lot of conversations about different stuff. They're still just like it's so new for most moms. It's like there's never like the doctors are just like, I mean, we had a boy, and I'm like, they don't tell you anything. It's like, here you go.
uh-uh.
Survive.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah,
That's
come
it.
back 6 weeks for your checkup.
Yeah,
Like,
so
okay.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the milk,
Well,
yeah, milk.
glad you're here and you're part of it. Thank you so much for coming on. Before we let you guys go, I was watching the time here. I know we already mentioned the website a few times. So boobiejuice.com.
Boobiejuice.com.
Jeremy really likes to say that.
I'm going to say it a lot today. Probably.
We're on all the socials, dude. You can check it out. We got a lot of fun stuff.
I only laughed like twice this whole episode, though. I
pretty
want to put that on record. I was a little worried about myself coming into it. I'm not going to lie.
Where can someone find you on social media to get a hold of you?
Sure. So our Instagram is I love Boobie Juice.
Same with TikTok.
Same with
Facebook.
TikTok and our Facebook as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what we title this episode.
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We got the website. So if you're a new mom,
right on the top of the website. So if you have questions,
perfect. You're gonna probably talk to you.
Someone's calling and texting her.
Yes,
I love it. I love.
And we had a mom drop. The mom was picking up actually. That's why.
Oh, cool. I you know what? You got it. You got to do what you got to do. No, I love it. It's like, it's just that personalized service is great.
This shows they'll drop everything for you, man.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Here.
We got gals in the back. They're all there in the backside of the building. They're working, they're processing. So the one ding, ding, ding. I was like, oh, yeah, have a deal, dude.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm thrilled for your success and that, that your challenge, I guess, became a really wonderful, amazing company that you've been able to offer to many moms and hopefully more to come. Military moms, pay attention, make sure we get our military fams. Yep, but yeah, thank you guys for coming on the show. This has been another great episode. I'm going to add you to the list.
Thanks for joining us on the Healthcare Uprising. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons before you go, and take a moment to think of a friend and hit that share button. You can find us on all the major audio platforms, and we've got video on YouTube if you want to watch us in action.
You can also find us on social media on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. Just search Healthcare Uprising to find us. And if you're a new company with a cool new product, if you're someone innovating alternative methods for the health and wellness space, or if you have a personal healthcare journey you'd like to share with us here at The Uprising, please email us at healthcareuprising@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you about coming on the show. Well, that's all for this dose of Healthcare Uprising. Until the next time, keep looking for the good in the world, because sometimes it's where you least expect it.
We are not doctors and we don't play one on TV. If you need medical advice, consult with your physician or a healthcare professional. This has been a Shut Up production.
Shut up!